like that.
Bingo!
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Seven to 9 o'clock in the morning, pre-crunch time. Man, my nerves are starting to get, ooh, here we go, it's game day, it's pre-crunch time. It starts to dawn on you about this point in time, what you've really signed up for. And I'll tell you, honestly, I've thought to myself, there's no way I'm going to do this. This is crazy. Why am I doing this? So it's definitely game day nerves and things that are going on. And the truth is, especially even today, when I finish a competition and I turn in that brisket box at the end, it's like victory. I mean, it really is, because just finishing it is a major, major, major accomplishment. So early in your career, just keep that in mind, regardless of where you come out. Finishing one of these competitions is a big, big accomplishment. So don't get too freaked out between 7 and 9. Staging product. Again, you're going to develop your own cooking strategy, and you know, it could be the guys use low and slow, hot and fast, you know, and all those have decisions related to that as to when, you know, how long you cook product, how, you know, when you put it on, when you cook it, and all those other kind of things. Me personally, I'll start my big meats early, and I'll have them done and off, you know, by 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. So my brisket and my pork butts are done. They're in what's called a Cambro, and that's going to be one of the things you want to get real early. A Cambro or a Yeti cooler. I mean, these are expensive, quote unquote coolers, but what they do, like a Cambro, a lot of catering and restaurants use them. Cambros are basically super coolers. But they'll keep foods warm, and a Cambro, matter of fact, will only lose 1 degree per hour. I mean, I've had stuff I've cooked at a competition, put it back in the Cambro, I've gone home. I mean, I'm talking 12 or 14 hours after it was cooked, and Caroline and I take it out, it's still warm. So you're going to have that kind of piece of equipment to keep things warm and keep them staged. And again, me being a one-man team, what I'm doing a lot of times is I want to have that meat all done, and I want to be ready to go so that when crunch time comes between 10 and 1:30, you know, basically what I'm doing is I'm doing those last finishing elements, those last finishing processes, and then I'm boxing them up. I'm not worried about, is it done cooking, you know, going right up to and wondering, you know, did something happen, and, you know, is this meat cooking differently, and all of a sudden now, you know, the brisket's not done and it's real close to turning. So man, I want to avoid that. I want it done. I want it put away. I want it to be in holding, ready for me to finish it off. So then you get to crunch time. Then you get to 10 to 1:30, and it is on. It is just flat on. 2-minute offense for you know what, 3.5 hours. And like I said, you're turning in chicken, and you know, right behind that there's a point in time in there when I'm actually working with all 4 products at the same time. Right close to the chicken being done, I'm working with my ribs, my pork, and my brisket. There's something that's going on with finishing all of those. So it gets to be crazy. And at that point in time, at crunch time, when you're getting ready to go and whatnot, you don't want any family or friends or anybody around you. You want to be completely isolated, and your focus needs to be specifically and completely and obsessively on finishing these cooks, getting them boxed up and getting them turned in. So focus during crunch time is the absolute key, and not being interrupted. As you finish your product, and as you're turning it in, actually taking the boxes and turning them in, if you have somebody running them for you, you know, that's going to happen. For me, I consider it a blessing to actually turn in my own product too. And it's like I said, for me, it's an accomplishment every time I take those boxes and I walk them up to the judges table and I turn them in. And it's cool because, you know, the other teams are walking up at the exact same time and everybody's kind of turning them in. And again, the camaraderie and the friendships are out there. Say, hey man, good luck, you know, have a good time. And so it's a great experience to go through. When you turn in that brisket's turned in, all 4 meats are in and you're done. It's like now it's in the judge's hands. It's all over for me. It's like, oh man, thank you, Jesus. And it is exhilarating. Again, regardless of where you finish, the first time you actually complete and turn in all 4 products at a KCBS event it's a thrill. It's a thrill for me. I'm going to my 37th competition this next weekend. It's a thrill for me. So, you turned in, you've done all this work. You get back to your trailer and now it's breakdown time. So you're going through this roller coaster of emotions. You've been stressed out. You've gone through 2-minute offense. You've cooked everything. You've got it in the boxes. Oh, by the way, let me say this: that it's a great idea for you to take pictures of everything that you turn in. Don't put them on Facebook. You know, I don't recommend sharing them because of the fact that, again, that's a big part of your secret is how you're presenting things. So, but you want to have it for yourself. You want to have it as a record of the competition. So everyone. The other thing is that when your box is sitting there, if you take a picture of it, the camera, believe it or not, the camera's going to pick up things that your eye can't. So as far as look is concerned, or maybe you need to move around some of your garnish or do something like that, or add a little sauce here, or add something there. So just for your own record, make sure you take a picture of every product that you turn in as a record. Then you get back and you're all done, and now it's time to break the camp down. You've set it up, now it's time to break it down. And so now you're, whatever your process is. I don't completely clean my cookers, but I get them well, at least down the road as far as cleaning out the cookers and wiping them down, breaking down the tent and all that kind of stuff. And then what I will do is I will break down my entire camp, but I'll leave the electrical and the water still hooked up, so that after I'm done doing all that and everything's loaded up, the trailer's hooked up to the truck. I mean, I'm ready to roll, because a lot of times I'll have a drive to do to get home. I'll have everything ready to go. I have a change of clothes, and I come into my trailer and I take like a little sponge bath and wash my hair and just kind of get all the grime and sweat or whatever it is off of me, and put some fresh clothes on for the awards competition. And it's a real rejuvenating process. So I highly recommend it. You don't want to be stinky when you go to the award competition. So you get to the awards ceremony, and what a thrill. What a thrill. You're going to have a bunch of people that just went through exactly what you went through, and you really are rooting for, you want to win and you want to hear your name called, but it's also exciting because of the friends that you're going to make, to see them get called and see the excitement. And there isn't anybody that gets called in one of these, I don't care how good you are, that isn't excited when they hear their name called. I love the fact that my team name is Give It to God, and man, when I hear that, 10th place chicken, give it to God, it's like, wow, cool, and you walk up there and people acknowledge you, and you acknowledge the other winners, and just a great deal. Prize money, this plays into the fact that we're doing this and it is a competition, and prize money can vary. A lot of times when you're picking your competition, most competitions will outline the payout for grand champion and reserve champion, which usually get checks. Sometimes they'll pay 3, 4, and 5, but just about every competition will have extra money for the grand champion and reserve grand champion, or second place, and those are the big checks. Then they'll usually pay 1 through 5. in each of the categories. So if you get a call of, you know, 5th chicken, 4th brisket, you're going to be getting checks in addition to maybe your grand and reserve champion check. And some of these things, the sport's growing, is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And the prize money is going to go right along with it. I mean, some of these competitions are in the $25,000, $50,000 range for total payout, which are big, big checks for people who do well. And there's no reason you can't get it. That's the beautiful thing about this. When people turn in their boxes, when you turn in your product, it doesn't matter if you cooked it on a $20,000 pit or a $100 pit. It doesn't matter at anything. It matters how good you've done, how well you've done it, and how the judges have received the product that you cook. So you guys just as good a shot as anybody else. However, the expectations for your first competition, just finish, and if you get any calls or anything happens, just celebrate that. Celebrate that. Make sure you take the time to also go and congratulate the winners, whoever they are in whatever group, because that's a special time for the winners, and you'll find that out. And it's just great to acknowledge your fellow competitors in that way and to congratulate them.